All right, hi, good morning. I made this video so I can talk you guys through the assignment today to make sure that it's clear as to what you are doing. So I came up with an example that I'm going to walk you through, and then I'm going to also show you the worksheet and go over the worksheet with you. So you have a claim, and you wrote this on Tuesday. And that claim answers the question, how did Max change? Okay, that is on the back of your worksheet. I will be working with you guys individually to make revisions, but I thought as a class you guys did a really nice job. So my example, my claim says Max is selfish throughout the story. And so the piece of evidence that I chose is this. After Freak dies, Max is very depressed. He is so depressed that he stays home and misses Freak's funeral. So this is a scene description. I'll talk about the different types of evidence that I'm going to expect in a minute. But remember that the evidence is on that chart paper that we added to on Tuesday. All those individual examples are all individual pieces of text evidence that you can use. So your job is just to make sure that you're selecting evidence that supports your claim. So the last part that I'm going to ask you to do is write a commentary or explanation that shows the reader how these two things are linked, how the claim and the supporting evidence is linked. This is your own words. This is your own ideas. And so this is what I wrote. Being depressed is difficult, but it's not a reason to miss a friend's funeral. Max should have gone to the funeral to support Gwen and show respect to Freak, but he was selfish and stayed home. So what I did was I tried to explain to the reader how being depressed is not an excuse for missing a funeral and that Max was selfish when he did that. So let me show you the worksheet. All right, so if you guys all can take a minute and get that worksheet out and take a look at it with me, it will make a lot more sense. So the directions say, as you read chapters 21 through 25, look for evidence that shows Max has changed. We've already done that. That's on the chart paper. Okay, so you don't need to do that step. Copy the text. You need to do that part. So you need to look at your claim, and you need to choose 3 pieces of text evidence, 1, 2, 3, that support your claim. At least one of them needs to be a quoted text. That means it's something from the book that is copied word for word. You're going to also need to include the page number. The other 2 pieces can be either more quoted text or scene description. So scene description is what I used in my example for you. This is a summary of something that happened in the story. It's not word for word. So it's just a summary of that specific part of the story. So you choose your 3 pieces of evidence from the chart paper. So I would expect you guys going up to the board and choosing those pieces of evidence. It's going to be hard to see it from sitting in your seat. So after you've chosen those 3 pieces of evidence, name that change, and it should all be the same, and it should match your claim. So if you said that Max became more friendly, that's the change that you name. If you say he became more confident, then that is the change that you say. Okay. If you chose 2, that's okay too. Just make sure that you tell me which piece of evidence goes with which character change. The last part and most important is this explanation. I called it a commentary in my example. The commentary, remember, or explanation is your own words. How are you connecting your claim, this idea of the change, and the evidence? How are those 2 ideas related? So when you write your explanation, make sure you're really detailed. I like to tell kids, pretend like the person that you are writing to or talking to it has never heard of Freak the Mighty before, never saw the movie, never heard of the story or any parts of the story, so that you can be really detailed and explain everything. Okay, so I'm done talking. I don't want to bore you guys to death, and I want to give you guys some time to work. I think you're going to do really well with this, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. So again, 3 pieces of text evidence. Tell me which should match your claim, and then explain how each of those pieces of evidence shows the change. And remember, your explanation should be pretty detailed. It's not a 1-sentence thing. 2, 3, 4 sentences is a really good explanation with lots of details. And don't forget complete sentences. All right, see you Friday.